Yo, welcome back to the channel everyone. Hope you guys are all doing well. It's Oscar, and today we're going to be talking about TRK's kind of, I'm going to call it underrated mold, because obviously we know TRK for small crown chips, but I'm sure majority of the people do also know it for the large crown chips, but the large crown chips just aren't as popular as the small crown chips. Now, I mean, there could be a couple of reasons why. Obviously, it's a different mold. It only has 4 crowns as opposed to a lot of smaller crowns going along the edge. But I don't know. And the other interesting thing is, I don't know, I feel like the large crown chips just are very, very underrated. And I guess there's a reason to it, because the large crown chips just have, I guess we could say, a more different style to them. So when you think of a small crown chip, for example, let's take like the new China for instance. You're obviously, you know what the new China stamp looks like, and you have a quarter pie and all that goodness. Or let's take, for example, this Overland. Obviously, a majority of the people, when they see a chip like this, they know it's going to be a small crown, because Overland generally had small crown chips. They didn't have many large crown chips, and I don't know. It's just a thing when you think about large crown. It's very, very underrated. Now, I do happen to have a few large crown chips, not many of them, but it's something that I kind of want to dive into more and kind of explore the spaces of, because like I said, it's a very underrated mold, and there's a lot of cool chips that have been made, but there aren't, for example, those that are building sets, there aren't as many people out there with a large crown set. Sure, you could get nowadays a large crown set made by CPC, which is a classic poker chips. They have the large crown mold as well as the small crown mold, so let's say if you wanted to get custom chips, you can go ahead and get them from them. But yeah, there just aren't as many large crown sets out there. For example, like a Mapes set, you can find those. TRK sets, you can find those, but large crown TRK sets, no. So I guess I could show some of the few large crowns that I have, because I believe, well, I have 6 of them, but one's in a box. I don't want to go dig, but the first one I believe I've shown in a video before is the Morocco Club 25 center. And like this thing, it's got a really, really elegant stamp on it. It's cursive. It's obviously a custom die. Either that or TRK happen to have these types of initials in their stock, so they just kind of go ahead and slapped it on there. And I don't know, it's just like a really, really elegant looking chip. 25 cent on the back, in standard TRK hot stamp with the die there. And I don't know, it's just elegant looking, it's classy, it's purple. Don't see many purple TRKs in general, and I believe this one might be heavier than a standard large crown. It feels a little bit heavier than all the other ones that I have. So that's number 1. Number 2 is going to be a Vegas Club green roulette chip. And see, the interesting thing about this one is it's got a very, very unique hot stamp on it. Obviously, you can tell this one's a little bit older. Actually, this one's not even that much older. This one's from 1967. The Eldorado is from 1958. So there's a 10-year gap between these two chips. So Vegas Club definitely has an interesting stamp to it. Not the standard Vegas Club you'd see, but it is a green roulette chip. And like I said, it has the large crown mold on it. I don't know, like this one just has a very similar elegant stamp as the El Morocco, but it's very, very, I guess you could say, out of the norm for Vegas Club, because usually when we think of Vegas Club, we think of like an inlay chip for like a Paulson, or like the Aero Die one-arm bandit. So not really expecting a large crown TRK chip from Vegas Club. So those two are pretty cool. Then I have 3 chips from a personal set actually, and these chips belong to Mrs. H.L. Andrews, who lived in Phoenix, Arizona. These chips were ordered in 1959, so again, there is a little bit of a gap from the 67 to this 59, but not too far off from when the El Morocco was made. So like this one is a yellow, it just simply has HLA in initials, obviously large crown. These were, like I said, a personal set. On the chip guide it states that there were 5 colors shipped, 700 chips ordered, and yeah, but really just simple and clean, straight to the point with the initials. I don't think these chips got used much at all because they're basically in good shape. Obviously a little bit of scuffing from factory and sliding across tables and stuff like that after being stamped, but other than that, it's just a really, I keep saying elegant. I think as far as large crown stuff, I think of elegantness when I think of large crown, because most of it's hot stamp stuff. It's only 4 crowns, so it makes it seem like a more grander, I guess we could say crown stamp, but it's much more elegant. And like I said, just it feels like large crown chips are very underrated, although I have seen someone, I believe it was on PCF, created a really nice large crown CPC set. So there are definitely some very nice inlay large crown chips out there as well. Obviously those are going to be a little bit harder, I believe. There's probably a few of them from California, especially Gardena back in the early days. I believe there's also a club called the Equipus Club in California that had a few of the inlay large crowns, but definitely not many of those inlay large crowns. And if let's say if they're out there, they're going to be pretty expensive. So TRK's little, I guess we'd say underrated older brother, because I'm guessing the large crown mold was created and obviously used before the small crowns. So yeah, it's really, in my opinion, very underrated, but definitely could see some more light. And I believe also one more thing, when we think of large crown, we're thinking of older chips. So the majority of those chips, they're probably stored away if they're still out there. Who knows if they got destroyed, and a majority of them are probably going to be pretty expensive if they are from these older places, considering their age, the quantity of them that were produced, the history of the place that they're from, and all kinds of other things. But I just want to make a quick little video talking about, like I said, TRK's underrated older brother. Could see some more light shown on it, and I believe it's very underrated. I could see myself buying plenty of large crown chips here in the future, in the near future. But yeah, like I said, just wanted to make a quick little video about it. If you guys did enjoy, please drop a like. If you have any comments or thoughts, put those down below. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. It only takes a second. Share it with your friends and family, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.